Let's now get you more on this from New Delhi with DD India's Amritpal Singh. Hi Amrit, hope all's well with you. Now the dust is still settling on the India-Australia Cricket World Cup trophy clash last night. And now the business end of our comprehensive strategic partnership is set to get underway. Now what is the agenda looking like for the 2+2? How are the engagements over today and tomorrow going to flow?
Today the 2+2 dialogue takes place, Gautam, and then the two defense ministers hold a separate dialogue. Tomorrow the foreign ministers meet. They hold the foreign ministers framework dialogue. Today, what will primarily happen is that they will discuss the entire gamut of relationship. India and Australia have a comprehensive strategic partnership, and a comprehensive strategic partnership has all components: defense, trade ties, investment, convergences on foreign policy. So they'll, review the entire gamut of relationship. But this meeting comes at a very important time because it comes ahead of the proposed Quad meeting that's scheduled to be held, slated to be held in Delhi in January this year. So they would want to work out the contours of that meeting, the agenda of that meeting, discuss that because the two relevant ministers, defense and foreign ministers, are meeting personally over 2 days. There is this the CECA, or the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, which many rounds, I think 12 rounds, have taken place already of negotiations. Negotiations are at advanced stage. So some stock taking will be taken on that because both sides would be keen to give a push to that, so that when Prime Minister Albanese comes calling on New Delhi in January, the two principals, if understanding is achieved by then, could sign it, and that could come into effect because it will accrue economic benefits for both countries and could give a significant leg up or push to their trade ties, their investments in each other's countries. Thirdly, the cooperation in other sectors like space, agriculture, mobility of skilled persons, defense co-production. In the defense, particularly in the defense dialogue, the two sides would look at how to scale up their military exchanges, which are already in a robust form. We just concluded the Malabar exercises some time back. The first ever Indian submarine docked in Australia, at the port of Australia. Your Air Force planes, naval planes, Dorniers were there for joint exercises, etc. So how to expand the scope of it, keeping in focus of course, the bilateral relationship of defense, but also the security of the Indo-Pacific. So I think this whole gamut of relationship will come up for discussion over today and tomorrow, Gautam.
Okay. Well, India and Australia already have an ECTA that was signed in April 2022. So I'm sure if the CECA is worked out, it will be a major step up. Now, apart from the global geopolitical challenges from the Russia-Ukraine plus Israel-Hamas conflicts, along with economic challenges, what are the other issues that the Quad partners, as you mentioned, the Quad meetings coming up as well, are likely to take up?
As I said, in the comprehensive strategic partnership, foreign policy is the cornerstone of the strategic partnership. So they would want to coordinate, exchange views on, how they can build on convergences and narrow the divergences when it comes to, securing the Indo-Pacific. So Quad, in that context, is a very important meeting. There are two dimensions to Quad. One is a security aspect of Quad, securing the theater of Indo-Pacific, given the unilateral domination certain players in the region are, or a single player in the region wants to assert there, and how these countries can coordinate to ward that off, even while they look at increasing their developmental initiatives for the region, because it's a very important region, not just from the point of view of geopolitics or geostrategic point of view, but also from a trade point of view. Very important trade lanes pass through it, sea lanes pass through it. So they would be working and exchanging notes on this context. And very quickly, of course, the Israel-Hamas conflict would come up for discussions when the two sides meet over
Yes,
today and
and
tomorrow.
there are other issues as well, apart from where, these issues where India and Australia can have a lot of cooperation when it comes to critical minerals, AI governance, how that should be done. They both have very strong views on that, and many others, including the Indo-Pacific region, and Australia is having specific problems with China these days. One of their divers were injured last month as well in an incident, so all that might also come up for discussion. Thanks a lot for joining us for the moment.